Ooh, that's delicious. My name is Ryan. Welcome to my channel. We're going to talk a little bit about the deep, intimate side of my psyche, something that is directly tied to this entire process of trying to publish this book, the one of overcoming my fears. And yeah, that's kind of a very deep admittance to go forward and start talking about your fears, especially out here on the internet, because it's full of so many trolls and negative personalities and bad actors and stuff. So, but I'll just be upfront about my fears with going forward and trying to produce this book and publishing it. Was a big fear of mine is that I love my job. Like, I love working with students and being a teacher, and I love just everything that it provides for me as far as the opportunities of having a deep intrinsic sense of satisfaction of going and helping students develop and move on to bigger goals and objectives in their lives and being a big influence and impact on them. There's nothing better than seeing some of my students when they come back, in 5-10 years, and they're like, hey, you know what? You encouraged me to get into the video game industry, or you encouraged me to go out and develop software, or I hated your class so much, I decided I never want to get into computer science ever again, and I went into banking or something. But whatever the situation is, as long as you had some sort of impact to help them make a productive decision moving forward. It's not like I did something in a classroom like, I decided to drop out of school and go live underneath a bridge and put all my stuff in a shopping cart and chain a dog to a mattress and sit around and beg for money. Okay, now that would be a bad example of having an impact on a student. So with that said, it's like going forward and trying to produce this book, it's very touchy in public education because, there's a fine line between your personal hobbies and what you do in the classroom, because, you are working with the public. You're working with people's children, which is a very, very important asset. We shouldn't call them assets, but, if you say your greatest investment is your children, that's technically an asset. And a lot of people's retirement plans are their children. Their children can come take care of them. That's a very generational type of mentality that maybe is not exhibited in the United States because of our culture, because of just the way our society is developed. But in other parts of the world, that's an actual legitimate concept. Okay, so back to the point is that I love teaching. I love working with people. I know it's very important. You want to have a good impression on your students. And so it was fearful because I didn't want to go out there and do this, and then something would happen where it would bleed back into the classroom, or, it just became a big spectacle because I was doing something stupid or whatever. So I really, really thought about it, had to pray about it, and kind of wrap my head around the whole concept. And finally, I decided, well, you know why I'm doing this. If you don't know why, go back and watch the video. There's a link in the description down below. See, I'm now linking my own stuff. That's how big this is getting. All right. And, but anyhow, yeah, I entertain myself a lot. But so I had to make sure that I control the narrative on this, which is one reason I'm making these videos. So that way I'm putting forward what I want everybody to know about this. Okay. Not something where you have this situation where you have a set of facts. Okay. You have a fact here, a fact there, a fact there. And these are just like random facts, whatever they happen to be. Okay. And what the problem is with facts is if they're not correlated and have direct associations with each other, and there's gaps of information between those facts, is that people, and they have, people are very smart, is that they'll go through and start bridging the information, or start making up information, or making misassociations between the facts that are basically separated from each other. So they're going to start making these false associations between the different facts, and what those associations are, who knows? They could be anything. The sky's the limit on what people could be coming up with whenever they start trying to bridge these facts. Or what did Napoleon say? They're basically bridging the gaps between facts with fiction. Okay, that happens. That's what people do all the time. It's natural. You're trying to make sense of things. You're trying to use your mind to create order out of chaos. Okay, and that's going to happen. Okay, it's just a common association. It's kind of like the dots. You have like a bunch of series of dots in a row, and your eyes and your mind say, oh, that's a line, it forms a circle. It's not technically a circle, it's just a bunch of little dots that happen to, if you happen to look at it from the right angle and with the right mindset, you don't see a bunch of dots, you see a circle. Okay, so that's what's going on with this. Is I wanted to control the narrative. I wanted to get the information out there. I wanted to push the information out, as opposed to putting the book out and then people are starting to ask questions and trying to pull the information out of me. And if they're pulling the information out of me, I'm no longer in really control of how it should be presented. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I pushed the information. So that was fearful of me, or that was a fear of mine, is that, just putting this out there, I could lose control of the narrative. It could just look bad. Somebody might misinterpret something. But now I got all these honest, very honest, unedited. You saw the cat in the other videos, and I'm sure he's around here somewhere. He likes to hide underneath the bed and come out, bite my feet. And anyhow, so it's like, I got to make sure I put this out there, okay? Just so everybody knows what's going on. And that kind of helped me overcome the fear of trying to push this book out and start publishing these things, is just knowing that I control the narrative, and these will be the facts that I can put out there that people can go and say, oh, this is what he's doing, this is what it's about, this is the background, this is kind of his character, this is his personality. He's not some loose cannon screwball that's going to be sitting up here and ranting about politics, or saying a bunch of derogatory terms, or pushing some sort of political agenda, which is not the case. I just want to write some entertaining books and hope you get value out of them. Hopefully they have a positive influence on you, and they're entertaining. So there you have it. That was my fear of trying to go forward and publish these books. And I appreciate you watching the video. Now, since we got a little bit extra time here, let's talk about coffee. I said something earlier about not getting political or going on my own personal agenda, but I am going to go on a personal agenda right here. Okay, about coffee. All right. Oh, there he is. All right, but anyhow, so here's my concept about coffee. Y'all can take it or leave it. Coffee is the color black. So if you have coffee, it should be black. All right, that's coffee. If coffee's not black, that means it's some other type of drink. Let's think about this in terms of water. So if we have water, we know what water looks like, right? Okay. Let's say you have water that's brown and it's full of corn syrup and sugar and other things. Okay, sometimes we call that Coca-Cola or Dr. Pepper. Okay, you don't drink a Coke or a Dr. Pepper and call it water. Okay, right? So water's water and coffee's coffee. All right, that's my tirade on that. Sorry, I gave that same speech to my kids earlier today, and they're just rolling their eyes and like, will you just hurry up and get us to school? So now you get to hear it too. All right, talk to y'all later. Thanks a million for watching these videos. I really appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out some of the other links in the description down below. And I guess we'll see you in the next one. Oh, gosh. Here we go again with the watch. Someday I'm going to figure this thing out. Well, actually, just it timeouts on me. I need to get a new Apple Watch. Oh, it didn't work. There we go.